This is the easiest slime farm for Minecraft Bedrock, and it's going to get you over 500 slime balls per hour, so settle in and let's build. Alright, so the first thing you need to do is open up Chunk Base and locate a slime chunk on your seed. You're just going to paste your seed in, find a slime chunk near you, and then record the coordinates. So for me, one of my corners is -192, -97. So we're going to come over one block to -193 here, and we're going to dig down all the way to Y level 23. It should also be mentioned that this farm might not work in a snow biome, and it definitely won't work in a sand biome or a desert biome or any hot biome, so a savanna. And that's because we're using snow golems and we're using a water source block, so I'm just a little bit hesitant to recommend you build it in a snowy biome because the water may freeze. So I would recommend building it in, a neutral biome like a plains, jungle, ocean, whatever. But once you've done that, the next thing we're going to do is mine out our slime chunk. So in this case, we need to go to the X level of -177. So I'm going to mine over to -177, and then we are going to go back to where we were. Let's go over to our door now, and we are going to dig over to, I think that's the Z coordinate, and that is going to be to -112. Your coordinates are, of course, going to be different, whatever your slime chunk is. And then we're going to connect this up to create a giant square, and we're also going to raise the roof so that it is 3 blocks tall. Don't worry about this light right here once you've mined out your chunk, because we actually are going to light up the entire thing right now. So we're going to go ahead and place down a torch 3 blocks over, leave a 2-block gap. Same thing over here, 3 blocks over, 2-block gap, 2-block gap. Now, there is no really particular reason for using that number of torches. I just like to have my torches equally spaced out in something like this. So we do the same thing, 3, 2, 2, and same thing over here, 3, 2, 2, 2, 3. And finally over here, 3, 2, 2, and 3. There we go. So now that this place is totally nice and bright, we are only going to be having slime spawn here. There aren't going to be any other hostile mobs spawning. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the side that has the door, so this wall right here, and we're going to remove a 3x4 on these center torches right here. So in the center of the room, 3 blocks by 4 blocks, and we're going to dig down by 3 blocks. So we're going to clear out this space right here, and then we are going to go ahead and replace the floor with magma blocks. So let's go ahead and place down our magma blocks now. Whoops, let's place that back. Just like so. We're going to leave this block open, and we're going to place down a hopper, or you could do this side. It's really up to you. You know what, actually, let's do this side so it's closer to the door. So whatever side is closer to the door, we're going to place down our hopper, take your magma blocks, and we're going to fill magma blocks on the floor. We're then going to place down our water bucket, and then place down a fence post over top of the hopper. And in fact, you could probably place down that water bucket and fence post after placing down your last piece of magma and doing it outside of the hole. That way you're not in a pit with magma blocks forced to crouch to not take damage. Next, we're going to go over to our door, and if you already placed down your scaffolding like this, then don't worry. Instead of breaking the block underneath, we're just going to mine over 1 block. But if you haven't placed your scaffolding yet, or if you have ladders, then that's great, because we are going to continue our thing down. We're going to go down 3 more blocks, so 2 and 3. Mine over 1. Again, if you did place your scaffolding already, just make a second scaffolding tower. And if you'd prefer to do that anyways, then you can do that as well. We're then just going to keep mining over until we find that hopper, which is right here. So we're going to place that block back. We're going to mine out these blocks right here. And actually, let's move this down 1 more layer, just like that. And then if you want to have 2 high ceilings, you can do that. Just that way, you can come in here, and this is going to be our collection room. Next, we're going to remove these 2 blocks right here, replace them with stairs or some sort of transparent blocks. That way you can open this chest. And then all we're going to do now is we need to mine, so that would be this block. So 24 blocks from this block. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, count 24. And now you're just going to add some torches to taste, however bright you want it. Just make sure it's not dark enough that monsters can spawn. And that is going to be where we AFK. The last thing we have to do is we need to, again, you'd have your scaffolding or your ladders. And what we need to do now is remove these blocks right here and put a snow golem inside of the wall. And to do that, it is extremely simple. All we're going to do is place down our fence posts right here. We're going to remove these blocks as well. place down 2 snow blocks and a carved pumpkin, and that is going to summon our snow golem. So now any slimes that spawn are going to be aggravated at the snow golem and jump down into the magma down here. All right, so I actually just went up to the surface to place down all of my scaffolding, and as you can see, the snow golem is actually throwing snowballs at the slimes. And that's a little bit problematic because it's going to slow down the farm ever so slightly. So all you have to do is throw 2 slabs over top of there, and now the snow golem can no longer reach the slimes. Now, the awesome thing about this is 1 level. This is perfectly content. I don't know what the rates of this are. I'm going to guess quite a few slime balls. But let's say you have a massive project, you need tons of slime blocks, you want to build a bounty house or whatever. All you have to do is replicate this exact same thing on the next layer. So if we go up the scaffolding, you're just going to remove these blocks right here. Oh no. Hopefully that doesn't happen to you. If it does, you're going to have to replace that scaffolding. But all you're going to do is clear out another layer, and you're going to replicate this exact same thing. The only difference is that instead of having all of this components down here, you're just going to have a drop chamber, but still make sure you use the snow golem. But if you do choose to only have 1 level like I am here, and I'm going to be honest, for most use cases, 1 level is going to be more than enough. But if you're on a server with a bunch of people, like I said, and you need tons of slime, then you might want to build a couple more layers. I have it strategically built on Y level 23, so that way you have room for 4 more layers, because if your structure is any taller than 4 layers, you're actually not going to be spawning very many slimes on those upper layers because they're going to be out of the spawn distance. But all you have to do is stand here and AFK, and all of the slime balls are going to end up inside of this chest right here. So I keep forgetting. This might be a really weird thing, but I hate the fact that sheep spawn and eat grass. So in all of my tutorial worlds, I place down 2 command blocks, 1 that kills sheep and 1 that kills all tile entities. So I always run into this problem where I forget I placed down those command blocks, and then the drops end up dying. So the slime balls are currently getting killed, so I'm gonna go remove those command blocks, and then everything should work. All right, and all that's left to do now is sit at the end of the tunnel and AFK. So I'm gonna go AFK for about 10 minutes, and then we're gonna see how many drops I get. All right, it's been about 10 minutes. I just set a timer and it went off. So let's go ahead and check to see how many drops we got during that time. And as you can see, we got 53 slime balls, and we've got some more, 55. See another one dying there, 56, 58, 59. All right, so as you can see, you can expect around just under a stack every 10 minutes. Which is going to be about 6 stacks an hour using just 1 of these layers. If you were to have even more layers, then you would, get more rates. All right, that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, then be sure to subscribe and leave a like. My name is OneUpMC, and I'll catch you in the next one.